because I'm gonna sit.
Welcome back to Brothers Talking Sports. I'm your host Oscar. You're my co-host Shay.
I heard
Max.
Brothers Talking Squirts.
Why do you have to make everything so fucking weird?
That's what I heard.
You understand that? You make everything so fucking weird.
Says you with the dogs out right now.
I am the dog.
Show the camera.
No,
It'll get our views up.
I
Show
know
them.
it's gonna get our views up.
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
Put
it's
that
actually
away.
nasty.
That's disgusting.
I don't even want to eat anymore.
I didn't put sauce. I literally just took a shower. Whatever. How we all doing today? Max, you were there for the live stream, man. You were right in front of the camera.
No, I wasn't.
It was a fucking joke because you didn't show up.
You private the live stream anyway. It doesn't even matter.
I didn't private the live stream.
Yes, it is. It's not up.
Oh, well.
It's probably a good thing.
Well, it was up for people to see, and then nobody saw it, so we just stopped, which was good. All right, let's get this shit done today. Let's get this shit done today. Let's start trivia.
Got a lot going on right there.
Yeah, what's that?
It's nothing.
Is that two guys kissing?
All right. Who were the fall? Let me rephrase that. Who were the 4 NFL Hall of Famers in the 1998 draft?
Peyton
There were
Manning.
four
Peyton
of them.
Manning draft.
Yes.
Peyton Manning.
That's all I got.
Ryan Leaf was one
Ryan
of
Leaf
them.
went number 2, but he's definitely not a Hall of Famer. He's the opposite of Hall of Fame. I don't know. I'm not good with drafts.
Oh, lighting? Yeah, good job, Oscar.
That long ago. I couldn't really tell
You
you.
know 3 of the players.
Oh, I know all the players. I 100% know all the players. If they're Hall of Famers, I know the players. That's not the issue. It's the issue
no one knows like by draft.
The issue is, when they got drafted, and I got to think of so they probably retired around in the early 2010s, if I had to
Yeah,
guess.
one, I think, retired-
What's positions? Can you get one besides the quarterback? Are there any
So
more?
it's
There's no
wa-
more quarterbacks.
No, it's wide receiver, corner, corner/safety. I think he's more of a corner. And then an offensive lineman.
Dude, see, that's hard. For corner, why was I thinking of
Corner,
like...
offensive lineman, and receiver.
Corner, receiver, offensive lineman.
Wasn't
Left.
Charles Woodson, was it?
We'll see.
Might have been Charles Woodson. He was around that time. I know that. So I could see it being Charles Woodson. You thought he was more of a safety, so I don't know.
that's why I picked
Charles
Woodson.
Woodson was definitely a corner.
Well, I feel like he switched. At least his Madacar says so.
Does he?
Swear to God, he can play safety.
Nah, he's a corner. Receiver. Did the Colts take a receiver? Did Reggie Wayne go around that time, or Marvin Harrison go? And then offensive lineman. What offensive lineman went that early?
He didn't go so early. He went in the first round, but he didn't go so
I mean,
early.
good offensive lineman would I know that retired around that time? I'm saying, what team was the offensive lineman on?
Steelers. I don't think that helps at all.
Steelers. Why am I blanking on a Steelers offensive lineman? I'm gonna go Peyton Manning, Charles Woodson. I'll say Marvin Harrison Sr. And then I'll say for the Steelers, I don't know why I can't think of a Steelers offensive lineman. That's
Yeah, you'll be annoyed when you see some of these players.
Alejandro Villanueva. He played for a long time. It's
Yeah,
not
I know.
Alejandro Villanueva. I know that for a fact. It was Charles Woodson.
So
Interesting.
it was Charles Woodson.
I would have never
Peyton
gotten
Manning.
Alan Fnick. Randy Moss was 98. I didn't even realize Randy Moss was 98, honestly. But that makes sense.
Yep.
And it was Charles Woodson. Okay.
So it was those 4.
I would have gotten Allen, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. All I know is he gets a good Madden card every year.
I wouldn't have gotten that one. Randy Moss I could have gotten, but I wasn't even thinking.
So he gets a good. All right, well, let's start going over the NFL draft. Max, do you want to talk about the Niners pick? You
I know it's controversial. Ricky Parasol, 6'2".
got the wide receiver number 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Niners didn't have a good draft.
It's actually
just my
sucked.
opinion. I think they had one of the lower
I
teams.
think they had the worst draft
Well,
outside of the Falcons.
I mean, y'all are going to say that, but I feel like once this guy goes out there and plays, I'm not going to complain.
Listen, here's the thing though. It's the Niners and it's system guys, so it's just a matter of if that guy fits their system and can he adjust to the system and then he plays well. So that's all that matters. I just don't know how much use Ricky Parcells is going to get, but obviously it could be a kind of not get a big role this year, and then they let go Debo next year or Ayuk.
Yeah.
And then Parsol gets back in the and he starts getting significant time. He made one insane catch in college, I think everyone remembers, and that's that really raised his draft stock, I think, a bit.
No, but I know he's fast. He's 6'2".
No, he's good. He's not bad. There was other guys I think I would have taken ahead of him.
There's about 12 guys I would have taken ahead of him.
I don't know about 12. 12 is kind of crazy.
Dude, I'm not kidding you.
You would have taken 12 guys ahead of him?
Yeah.
Who?
Hey, can we leave Ricky alone?
Let's
12 is crazy.
Let's go. Marvin Harrison.
No,
Malik
I mean
Neighbors.
guys that were drafted after him. Obviously, those guys already went. They couldn't pick between those guys.
Oh,
I mean,
then
guys
there was
who
probably about
who
like
went after
9.
Pearsall. 9 is a lot.
Maybe not 9, but at least 7.
That's still a lot. Like I would have taken Xavier Leggett, Keon Coleman. I would have taken.
Oh well, Xavier Worthy already went. So how many
Everybody
receivers already went?
I think
1,
5.
2, 3,
I think 5 went.
4.
Brian Thomas and then Worthy.
Can we zoom in? There's no way they can see that.
There's not much more I can fucking zoom in.
I mean, I would have taken
you can just go to the top
I would have taken probably Leggett. I would have
That's
taken
good, yeah.
Keon Coleman. I would have taken.
Troy Franklin.
I didn't like Troy Franklin that much, honestly, but I would have taken the Donnie Mitchell. That's for sure. But there's definitely a few I would have taken ahead. But again, it's fit, and maybe they like the fit. So
I think my favorite pick is number 8 pick right there.
We'll talk about that. All right. So Caleb Williams number 1. There's not much to talk about.
top 4 all makes sense.
Yes.
Kind of everything we were expecting. Notable thing, the Patriots also drafted Joe Milton, so interesting. Now, the thing about Joe Milton, he's kind of like Jacoby Brissett. They're similar, big, strong arm kind of guys, so interesting with that.
Joe Alt at number 5.
Chargers loading up. I mean, listen, they got as people say, this a generational tackle. They say this guy's going to be good in the league no matter what. Like, his floor is like your franchise right tackle. That's what his floor is, which is pretty impressive, so...
Malik Neighbors number 6 for the Giants.
Giants get Malik Neighbors. Listen,
Can you stop? We're trying to record. Shh. Jesus. All right.
Malik Neighbors, generational talent. I think he's going to be great. However, he's going to the Giants. And did you see him getting introduced to the
Daniel Jones?
Oh, Daniel Jones? And then did you see when he got to the facility and to say hi to the GM and then Brian Dable?
No.
He shaking his hand, gave him a hug. He looked miserable. he was like, "What's up? What's up?" His face is just like he looked miserable.
Yeah, that was going pretty bad.
Listen, this is I'm telling you, this is Odell. This is Odell to 10 years later, Odell's situation. Is he going to be great? Absolutely. I think he's going to be really good. He's an issue, and he's going to a bad team. So that's the problem with that.
It's true. J.C. Lethman, number 7.
Interesting pick, J.C. Latham. I thought there was a couple of I had a bunch of tackles going higher than him, but Alabama offensive tackle, can't really go wrong with those.
Exactly.
And maybe Tennessee. Tennessee, you knew it was going to go tackle, and Joe Walt was gone, so this was, I guess, their next guy up. They went him, so.
All right, so I guess we'll sit on number 8 for probably 10 minutes and try to figure out what the hell they did. Well, okay, so
if anyone has a reason why they did it, step up now to let everyone know.
Well, Dan Orlovsky did step up. He said that this was their number 2 quarterback, and their number 1, this is how fucked Atlanta is, was not him. Not him. It was Jaden Daniels, number 1.
I like Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to be good.
But you had Michael Penix over Caleb Williams.
I would argue Michael Penix was my number 3 quarterback, behind Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
I would argue he's over Drake May. I would make that argument.
But Caleb Williams was your number 3 quarterback.
That's
4?
a little. Listen, here's the thing.
That's kind of nuts.
I think Michael Penix is going to be a really good quarterback. I really like Michael Penix. I'm a little upset because I know I have to watch. I don't get to watch him for a few years now, which is kind of annoying. But again. That's the only frustrating thing for me because I think Michael Penix could be really good. It's like they're trying the Packers experiment, as they would say, but I don't know.
Can you move? Can you?
I don't know how that's going to work out. Is the thing. Here's the thing. As you said, Oscar, we talked about this during the draft. If they went and got Drake May, who's 21 years old, here's the thing. The Packers drafted Jordan Love. Jordan Love was 21. Sat for 3 years, 24. So now I think he's 25, Jordan Love. So he's still young. Michael Penix is already 24. And by the time he maybe gets, let's say 3 years, he'll be 27, 28 maybe. So yeah, he's older and he's going to have less experience.
I just think that I don't mind. Listen, everybody doesn't mind the player. The player is very.
That's
good.
not the issue. Yeah, everyone's the player is good. Like if anyone else if the Raiders took Michael Penix at 8 or the Broncos took Michael Penix at 8, nobody would be saying anything. That probably would have been in the mock, like of him going 8 to that team. That's not the issue. It's the fact that you just paid a quarterback $185 million in total money, or $180 million.
It was 160, 4 years.
I thought it was 180 4 years.
Oh, I thought it was 160.
180.
I've heard one person said 100 mil. I think it was 100 mil guaranteed. One person said 160. I thought it was 180.
All we know is it's 40 years. 40
A
years.
4-year deal worth, you're getting about 40 to 45 mil a year. I know it's something like that. And
someone who's not even great.
yeah, listen, but they wanted to lock up the quarterback position, and they did. Like Kirk Cousins, if he's healthy, he's a top.
They didn't want to lock him up. They,
I mean,
they married him.
I would say Kirk Cousins is a top 10 quarterback when he's healthy. I think I think Kirk Cousins gets. You're looking at me like you don't think he's
Because
a top 10 quarterback?
I feel like there's only way to explain that he's 10, not even top 10, but he's 10.
He's on he's 9 or 10. He's borderline, but I would say he's top 10. I would take him
Who's he
over.
in front of?
Who's he in front of? Well, here's the thing. I'm not taking him over Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Lamar Jackson, CJ Stroud, Jordan Love. I'm not taking him over those 8 guys. Aaron Rodgers.
I like Dak too. I think Dak's better than him.
I don't.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's calmed down with the
Dak.
picks.
Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what you want to do with him, but he didn't play last year. But again, you could mix Kirk in with those guys, and I would say he's 10 or 11, like top 12 if you want me to
Goff
say
in
that.
there, too.
Jared Goff too.
Yeah.
He's not elite.
Kirk Cousins. No, he's not elite, but he's the tier below elite.
You can put Dak, Jared Goff, and Kirk Cousins.
You
on the
can
same
win with
tier.
Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
It's like the Brock Purdy tier. You can win with these guys. They're not going to excel you so much, but you can win with it's Dak, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, like that tier. You can win with them. You got to have a really good team, but you can win with them. You just got to have a really good roster around them. It's that tier.
What about Salib or whatever that girl's name is?
What?
Caleb Williams? He's got to be gay.
And there's some
The
interesting
Bears.
stuff going on. There's some interesting
that?
stuff. Listen,
Well, all right. Let's get into Romeo Dunze
We're
now.
gonna avoid that.
Number
Bears
9.
get Roma Dunze. They lock up. Listen, Bears had a good.
I think this is
the Bears had 4 picks. I think it was one. They took a punter.
Really?
Yeah, in the 4th round, they took a punter.
That's nice.
The Iowa punter, and Iowa
yeah.
didn't have any offense, so that probably punted a lot.
I don't like this pick at 9, Romeo Dunze. I
do.
think he's gonna be a really good player. Just too many weapons now. Now you have.
But here's the thing: I think they're kind of banking on Keenan Allen being a one and done kind of guy. I think their thinking is we have DJ Moore, good. He's our receiver.
1 year?
Keenan Allen's your slot guy for a year because you think he's 32, 33.
I thought you get him for at least
old.
2 years.
But I think his contract's up too. This is the last year of his deal. So I think this is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So that's what I mean.
fine.
This is they're kind of like, and
Yeah.
they're not going to want to pay him a ton of money because he's older. So this might be a one and done, and then the Dunze kind of slides in, and then they go with those 2 guys, and then they could draft another young kid maybe. So I think that's why Dunze, and I don't think I think the Bears like offensive line is but it's slowly improving, and they took Darnell Wright last year, so I think they didn't want to go tackle, and they wanted to get some weapons, help Caleb Williams out because that's always the issue with the Bears. Even if the quarterback's good, they have no one to throw the ball to, so usually that kind of struggle.
I guess it's okay. If I didn't know Keenan Allen's on a 1 year deal, I guess.
I
that's
think
fine.
I think that was the reason the chart, and he's on a lot of money too.
Yeah, I know. All right, JJ McCarthy, number 10.
Makes sense. I think we all had him going 11.
I don't know if he starts day 1.
No, he should not start day 1.
I think
Sam
Sam
Darnold
will start-
should get the start for
Yeah.
honestly the whole year. I would probably start Sam
Yeah.
Darnold. McCarthy needs to learn the offense, sit. Because again, McCarthy his peak is like Brock Purdy and those he's not going to excel your team, but he could be good and you could win with him, especially on the Vikings with that good offense he's going to have. He's going to have weapons. But he's not right away. To have Sam Darnold play this year and then let McCarthy sit and then maybe next year you give McCarthy the go.
Yeah, what's if Sam Darnold turned into a god?
I don't think that's far
There
off.
you go.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think Sam Darnold's. I think he's a decent quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't think he's terrible.
Dude, think about the teams he's been on. The Jets.
He was on
Panthers,
the Jets,
The Panthers.
and then he went to the
can't find
Carolina.
anybody
He's been in
fucking
like the
good at
worst
quarterback.
systems ever.
Yeah.
And then he went to the San Francisco, but he wasn't playing there.
He wasn't
obviously.
playing, so it doesn't count.
Came in when Purdy, threw 4 picks and was like, I can't do this anymore.
Olu Fashionolu.
Jets take Olu. They need a tackle.
One more time, Oscar?
That makes sense.
I don't fucking know.
Guy on the Jets.
Guy on the Jets.
Olu. They don't call his first name is Olu Muiwa, but they call him Olu.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Good pick by the Jets.
Yeah, they need a tackle, and all the stud basically weapons
Who was
were
the guy that you
gone.
bet on,
Besides,
Oscar? Because he is not on the
He's
fucking...
not on the board, Max.
Who?
Because he fell all the way down to 40.
which guy?
Cooper DeJean.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Oh, that was the D-back, right?
Yeah, you didn't hear me in the basement when the Packers didn't draft him.
All right.
I heard a lot of screaming that night.
Bo Nix at 12. This is a complete reach.
Listen, is it a bad pick or
Yes.
fit? I don't think it's a bad fit.
Bad pick.
It's a reach, as you said. It's a reach. I think should the Broncos have gotten him? Yeah, but I don't think he was going to fall. I don't know if he was going to fall to the third round. And the Broncos didn't have a second round pick. Wait, are they? No, yeah, I don't think they had a second or a third round pick because they traded the third to get Sean Payton, and their second they traded for Russell Wilson maybe. So I don't think they had a pick in the next couple rounds. So they knew they had to lock him up like soon. They needed a quarterback. They had Zach Wilson as their quarterback. Honestly, I think Bo Nix probably will start day one for them.
Yeah. I think they love him.
Yeah, I think they really like him too. Is he going to be that good? Again, this isn't a guy who's going to be amazing in the league. No way.
No way.
Can he be decent? Maybe. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I don't see it. Brock Bowers over 13. Welcome Kyle Pitts 2.0.
Great player, not a good spot. That's kind of, they took Michael Mayer last year, the tight ends. I don't think this is a good fit, anything. You now have Brock Bowers and Devontae Adams, and your quarterback is Gardner Minshew, who, I mean, he's not the worst, Gardner Minshew, but I mean, like, come on. I think they were really banking Michael Penix would kind of get to them or so, or they really should have tried to move up.
But I really do like that they took the best player available.
Listen, they went best player available. This guy's, listen, he's going to be a stud. He's a great player. That's the next George Kittle sitting right there, and you picked him. Nothing wrong with that. That's the next. I don't think there's so many comparisons. Like, that's Aaron Rodgers. That's Lamar Jackson. AJ Green, okay. Like, these are my two. Like, that's Aaron Rodgers. That's Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen or Justin Herbert. And that's George Kittle. Those are like my big comparison. Like, I'm telling you that's like, I think I'm going to be like, everyone's so dead on with those comparisons.
Yeah.
Like, that's George Kittle. He could block. He could run routes. He's athletic. He's everything.
Talise Funanga.
Fuaga, they take the next best tackle at the board. I knew Saints were going tackle. I think, this is what I had for them.
Latu Lalu.
They got a good edge rusher.
I did not think they were going edge rusher. I thought they were going wide receiver or corner.
I thought so too.
Really shocked they went edge rusher.
Yeah, I thought, but again, I think that's like another thing, like their best player on the board for them, so they picked him. They weren't maybe expecting him to be there, but they went with him. And I like it. I think he's going to be good.
Packers guy. He's got like two first names.
We'll get to the Packers draft pick, okay?
Pick 16, Byron Murphy. Good pick.
Yeah, best interior defensive lineman in the draft. I think that can't go wrong with that. I don't know if Seattle really needed that with Leonard Williams, but, they kind of...
Can't go wrong with those guys.
You can't go wrong with offensive or defensive lineman. You really, that's... If you don't really know...
No, offensive lineman, yes. I've seen offensive lineman crumble.
Of course.
Crumble. But, and then get traded to Broncos and then crumble there, too.
No, but, like, obviously they could be... But what I mean, like, you can't go wrong is, like, it's, like, the safe pick, going offensive or defensive lineman. Because, like, they have the best chance of being, like, somewhat decent and, like, something. Because they're big and you can train them.
I don't know. I feel like wide receiver is the safest pick.
I don't know.
I won't be surprised if all these wide receivers but one become out to be.
Well, these guys, I think this is a loaded receiver class. But think in the past, like N'Keal Harry went in the first round.
He went to the Patriots.
But still, like there's guys like Jalen Reagor went in the first round.
That guy's a god. He just doesn't get the chance.
There's so many guys who went in the first, like receivers that have gone early that are just like aren't panned out to be like as good as they would.
Kadarius Toney.
I feel like you don't find a lot of tackles.
No, but that one game with the Giants, he proved to us he can play. He just doesn't get the ball because
he's a drama.
I don't know. He went to the Chiefs and then it was a whole. I'm not even gonna get started.
You're right. I forgot about the 8 drops in one game.
Yeah, dude. He literally lost me a bet on opening night, and we were sitting there laughing because he couldn't catch the ball.
All right, Dallas Turner. They move up.
That's a good move for the Vikings. They need another pass rusher. Losing Daniel Hunter, they just went up and got the best one. I think Kevin O'Connell's face said it all. Yeah. He was like, "Wow."
I think the Vikings are very close. It's probably the Vikings and the Niners have the best two, not drafts, but rosters in the league.
Like Vikings defense still needs a little bit of work, like to be
Vikings
filled.
The Vikings are the best roster in the league.
Vikings offense is good.
Dude, there's not a hole in the Vikings offense.
The Vikings offense is good. What's their bad thing? They couldn't.
The Bears on paper sound pretty nice.
No, the Bears are good. Listen, the whole NFC North looks good. That's gonna be a good division this year. But like, think on hey buddy. Think of like the Vikings. Like, what could the Vikings really do last year? Run the ball. Oh, so they just went out and got Aaron Jones. Probably it could be a top 5 running back. You can argue, but top 10 running back when he's healthy.
You know how running backs do when they go from one team to another.
I know, but I'm just saying that guy's like he's a.
Do you understand they have 2 All-Pro tackles?
Who's their right tackle? I don't know the right tackle.
I don't know, but he's good too.
Is it Riley Reed? Is that their right tackle?
Listen,
their left tackle's the left tackle is Darisaw, and that guy's a stud. That's an all-pro left tackle you have.
Exactly.
That guy's a beast. You have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkins. You have weapons. Now you just drafted McCarthy to get back there, and you got Aaron Jones. Yeah, no, Offense, they're good, and then defense, they're still working on it, I think, but they're
very
getting
close
there.
to it,
They're
yeah.
getting there.
Yeah. What the fuck are you doing?
What do we got next?
Uh,
Amarius Mims, the Bengals again. They go kind of there. They needed to go tackle, and they go with like their next best guy. But I guess to them,
Can't have
and
Joe
Amarius
Burrow on his
Mims.
back throwing the
Yeah,
football.
exactly. They want to. This is a big dude, Amarius Mims. He's like 6'6", 400, 340 or something. It's a big guy.
Jared Verse, number 19.
Fell to 19. That's a good pick. I think he's, again, edge rusher. Can't go wrong with pass rushers either. And he was very good coming in. I had him going as high as like, I think 12 in my mock. Some people had him going 9 to the Bears. So the fact that he fell to 19 for the Rams, I think that was good for them.
Because the Rams probably had the worst defensive line in the league.
Yeah. They had Aaron Donald getting triple teamed, and other guys still couldn't create pressure.
Yes,
So they needed help. Now, because those guys are going to get like blocked more than they were.
And congrats to the Rams coming back to the first round.
Finally, it's been 8 years.
It's been 8 years. Congrats.
What did they trade with?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Oh, so they just kept their pick?
Yeah, they
The
didn't
Rams,
trade it for
yeah.
them.
Well, they traded them all to get Stafford.
Yeah.
And even before that, they traded. I'm not sure they traded before that to get.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey, I think, was probably to get traded because
I guess it was worth it. They got a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Von
So-
Miller.
It was.
Oh yeah, I would. Like I said, you could ask anyone: would they give up your next 10 first-round picks to win a Super Bowl? Everyone would be like, absolutely. Like everyone says, the Deshaun Watson Browns trade is so bad. If the Browns win the Super Bowl, I mean, Browns fans would give up their next 100 first-round picks to win a Super Bowl. But I'm saying like it all works out. Like people are like, who won the trade, Lions or the Rams? People are like definitely the Lions. They got so much better. And everyone's like, and then other people are like the Rams won the Super Bowl. So that's a win for them in their books.
It's a
And it
double
helped the
win.
Lions. If the Lions win, if the Lions don't win a Super Bowl, then the Rams won the trade. If the Lions win a Super Bowl, then they both won the trade. That's all it is. Whoever wins the Super Bowl.
Troy Fontanano at number 20.
That's
to
a
the
good pick.
Steelers.
I had him going, I think, like four. I feel like I had him going a bit higher, maybe in my mock. I think actually I had him
Chop,
to, I had him to the
Bengals.
Bengals at 18. The Steelers need a tackle, so that's a good pick for them.
Chop, chop.
Chop
This is a
Robinson.
reach.
I feel like this is a
Biggest reach
reach.
of the
This is
draft.
probably one of the. I wouldn't say the biggest reach
I,
of
would say,
the
I
draft.
don't know about the biggest.
But
reach,
this is probably one of those first round picks that I'm kind of.
I thought it was like protect the second round, pick 40 around
Yes,
there.
yeah.
like earlier second round. This is one of those head scratchers because I don't think the Dolphins needed a pass rusher really. I just don't know how good of a pick that was, but
I just think that he's a second round talent that, like, he's got a bunch of athleticism and that's about it.
I mean,
So,
he has potential if they could teach him some pass rush moves besides just go. You know, he kind of just knows go.
Yeah.
really fast, and he's athletic. He runs a 4.4. He's athletic, but he needs some help.
I hate the fucking Eagles. Stop.
Eagles take arguably the best corner in the draft, and Keon Mitchell.
Dude, they got 2 number 1 corners in this draft.
Yeah, no, they did.
I couldn't believe it.
There's three corners everyone really liked that I really liked, and the Eagles got 2 of them. So it's just, hey, listen,
Couldn't
and the
believe
Eagles. A lot of people are like, oh, they're going to trade up to take one. No, they sat there and they got it because Howie Roseman does a great job in the draft. What can you say? He's the Sam Presti of.
Dude, he might be like the best. Dude,
He's the Sam.
Every year.
He's the Sam Presti of the NFL.
yeah. Every year. Snipes. I'm like, Jaguars
Brian
probably
Thomas
one of
Jr.
the worst draft picks
Here's
on
the
the
thing.
first round.
I think this is about a good spot for him. That's not like I think 23. Like for him, that was good. I think he's a good receiver. I just don't think Jacksonville really needed a receiver. Like that's what my
They
thing.
wanted him.
They wanted a receiver. I don't get because you have like last year. I get it was a little because Calvin really wasn't so good and Christian Kirk was hurt and Zay Jones was hurt, so you didn't have a lot. Now you have Christian Kirk healthy, Zay Jones healthy, and Gabe Davis you just signed, and then Evan Ingram, and then Travis Etienne is your running back. I think they have weapons. It's just Trevor Lawrence has to just get the ball and distribute it to them. Like I don't know. I would have went corner if I was Jacksonville because I think in the secondary you need help, and there was a bunch. You could have gotten Terry and Arnold here. You could have gotten McKinstry. You could have gotten DeJean.
They did lose Ridley, right?
Yeah, but they got Gabe Davis.
He went to Tennessee.
They signed Gabe Davis.
That guy
So they just filled in the hole. And really wasn't that good for them. And Gabe Davis is
really
gonna,
is way more talented.
Well,
than
I
Gabe
think this
Davis.
is last
Ridley was
year.
not good for them last year, though.
I think this is the last year, the second to last year of Kirk's deal, so they might not re-sign.
Well,
him.
yeah, that could be a big thing, and that's obviously. But I don't know. They've been really gotten a receiver, and I don't know. But again, I'm not going to be mad about the pick because I think he's Brian Thomas. Listen, this guy had an unbelievable year this year, like 17 touchdowns, a ton of yards and catches. He had a great year for LSU.
Terry and Arnold at 24. Good
Lions
player.
trade up to get this. This is a great move by the Lions. They're loading up the secondary, which is what they needed help at most. And yep, they did it. They traded up, and they made a good move.
All right, Shay, talk to us about Jordan Morgan.
Jordan Morgan.
Morgan Jordan.
I was very upset about this pick at the time. because
Imagine if his name was Michael. No, I mean last name. You would have got
Jordan
Jordan of the Michael.
What? Jordan Michael?
Because if his last name was Michael,
So we had Michael Jordan, but flipped.
yeah.
Oh.
That's how you know this guy's going to be great somehow. I'm telling you.
Listen, because I hated. Here's what happens to the Packers every year. Every year there's a guy that every Packer fan falls in love with. This one, it was Cooper DeJean. Everybody wanted him, and they end up taking some other guy. And you know what? That other guy usually ends up working out pretty good.
Isn't Cooper
sometimes.
DeJean white?
Yes, that's why I love him. He said, "There's no white corners in the NFL.
I'm clipping that.
There's no white corners." Listen, now I listened to Belichick talked about this guy. Belichick didn't think he was going to move out past the first rounds, and said Belichick really liked him. Is it a bad pick? I don't think it's a bad pick. Is it a bit of a reach? It might be a bit of a reach, but you know,
I think this is a hot take, but Jordan Morgan could be the second best tackle in this draft.
I mean, he might be. I've heard he's got great, like you said, he's got great feet. He's not physical.
He's not strong.
He's not strong. He's not going to move anybody,
Just
but he
push
can be
around up
great in the
top.
pass. He might be a good. Here's what they might have to do now, the Packers. I don't know if they're going to try and start this guy at left tackle and Rasheed Walker. That's kind of it for them, which would suck because I think he had a great second half of the year last year. Or they might move Zach Tom to center, and then this guy plays right tackle, Rasheed's left tackle, because Zach Tom is a beast, and they think he could be an all-pro center. So, like, and I'm okay with that because the real big is get the center out of there. Get Josh Myers out of there. Here's your worst offensive lineman by far. You got to get him out. But is this a bad pick? No. Here's the thing. I think the Packers had actually a really good draft. I think this was probably their worst pick, but I think their second and third round was great. I was so happy with their second and third round was really good. So, but again, comparing to other first round picks, this is probably one of the worst ones out of the group.
Yeah, I would say Chop Robinson's pretty bad.
Chop Robinson, obviously Michael Penix, but I would say this is bottom 5 or so
Yeah,
of
with
teams.
the Niners,
With the
too.
Niners, yeah. This is one of those bottom picks, especially when there's so much corner talent on the board that you passed up on. Is kind of the thing.
Graham Barden makes too much sense for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, this is like he was still on the board. They were going with him. I thought he was going to Dallas, but Dallas traded back, so this made sense, total sense.
Darius Robin right here at 27. He's
This was-
probably a better player than Chop Robinson, who went.
This is interesting, Darius Robinson. I actually thought they were going to go with Newton from Illinois and get him, and I was like, the Cardinals are going to have a great first round, which they did have a good first round. You got a generational receiver and a solid pass rusher. This might have been a little bit of reach on Darius Robinson, but hey, that's what you liked. You want a pass rusher? Go
Rich
ahead.
get richer at 28 with the Chiefs select Xavier Worthy.
I don't know how good this guy really is. He's really fast. I know he's really fast.
They said, "Oh, we can get Tyreek Hill 2.0."
Yeah,
Click.
he's really, really fast. Listen, now they're gonna have 3. They got 3 receivers now. I mean, you got Marquise Brown, fast. Rasheed Rice, fast. Man goes 150 something miles an hour. He's fast. And Xavier Worthy, fast. So you got speed. I don't know how long Rasheed Rice is gonna be suspended
Yeah, I was
for.
gonna say I don't know how.
So this will be good. But then
Yeah,
it comes back, and you're gonna have 3 fast and good receivers.
Um,
So the Chiefs. I don't want to hear anyone complaining about we don't got weapons anymore because now you got guys. You got dudes.
Xavier Worthy, he's not one of those guys that like Marquise Brown or John Ross that literally can't run routes. This guy can actually run routes. He's not
he
the
is
worst.
little though. He's small. He's very small. He's fast, but he's small.
So again, Tyreek Hill 2.0.
But Tyreek Hill had some like strength to him. This guy has like no like he's skinny. This guy's a little dude.
Stop, Oreo.
What puppy?
Tyler Godden at number 29. This is a good pick by the.
You want to come on the couch?
They need a tackle.
Yeah, I think Tyler Guyton was the next best tackle available. That's who I had. I had him going. I think I had him go. I had him in the first round. I know that, and back of the end of the first round. So
You know
that's a
how
good
fast they put their pick in?
pick. It was like 7 seconds.
7 seconds.
Yeah. Well, listen, Nate Wiggins. I really liked Nate Wiggins. And I guess the Baltimore really liked him too. I think what Baltimore was probably assuming was the other guys were going to be gone. They did so much scouting on Nate Wiggins because this was about where he was projected to go late first, early second. And Baltimore was like, listen, we're just going to get this guy and put it in. And I really like him.
No way Baltimore would ever take Cooper DeJean.
I said that. Well, when I went home and like left here and went with my dad. I'm like, all right, well, Cooper DeJean's not getting picked by Baltimore. That's for sure. They're not picking him.
Yeah,
the Niners aren't picking him either. I'm like, he'll fall to the next round, which is good. I knew that. Pittsburgh and Baltimore, you ain't getting a white guy in the secondary. I'm gonna just be honest. It's just how
Well,
it
we
is.
got a white guy in the in the slot. Don't worry.
Ricky Purcell.
Ricky Pearsall, again, I think it's a reach. CJ Stroud really liked him. Really liked him.
Yeah.
He was upset when they picked him.
A little dramatic, but
He was, it was like, we weren't going to get him, but like, I was like, bro, what you got? Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and Diggs. You don't need another receiver. Shut up,
Exactly.
bro. Like, relax.
All those quarterbacks want all of them.
I know. Go
I
get
think
some.
Trevor-
Go get some offensive linemen on the inside so you could run the ball instead of having to throw 55 times a game.
I think Trevor Lawrence
good
makes.
luck with your running back going 12 carries for 40 yards every game.
I think Trevor Lawrence makes the decisions in Jacksonville. Receiver. I need more of a receiver.
Yeah.
But Ricky Purcell, I thought he was like wide receiver number 12. So
You need a guy
I
like
didn't
Jordan
understand
Love.
this
He ain't
pick.
complaining. He's gonna get what he's got these young guys and he's gonna make them work.
Yeah, I didn't understand this pick by the Niners at all. I literally thought this was the worst pick in the first round, outside of Michael Penix Jr. I just didn't. I didn't understand it because I thought there were so many good receivers ahead of him, and I don't know.
My God, Ricky he gonna kill it.
And Xavier Legette at 32. The Panthers move up one
This
spot.
was the funniest pick because did you hear he came out and said the Panthers were gonna take him at 33? He came out and was like, the Panthers are gonna take I'm getting picked by the Carolina at 33. Well, they traded up one spot and they still picked him. Because they were talking about it on the broadcast. They're like, this guy came out and said that he was going to get picked by Carolina. And then they actually picked him. I thought that was funny.
That's funny. Yeah, that's terrible.
This is Debo Samuel, by the way. If you don't know who Xavier Legette is, played for South Carolina. This is Debo Samuel. He's like 6'2", 230 though. He's a load, this guy.
No, it's good.
And after the catch.
Maybe they'll actually get Debo Samuel because he will not be a Niner probably much longer.
Nah, I think
funny.
this year he'll be. Because why are you going to trade now?
That's funny. Dude, he's not going anywhere, you dumbass.
After this year, he won't.
we're
Because
going to round 2. What are we, fucking stupid?
We're going to talk about some players in round 2.
just like the key picks. And I mean, if you want to highlight anything in round 2.
Because who's Ben Snott?
Washington had I want to just say, I know Washington had a really good second round. They got Zeron Newton here. The corner they got, and they got like the
drafted
second best tackle.
I got drafted at 43.
Tight ends.
No.
You know who that is, by the way? Do you know Bo Melton, the Packers receiver?
It sounds familiar.
He was like an undrafted free agent, and he scored against the Niners in the playoff game. When they ran the fake screen, and then the guy wheeled up the sideline. He was wide open. He toe tapped it in the back of the end zone. That was Bo Melton. That's his brother.
That's funny.
And there's one fan page. There's always a fan page on Instagram for the most random player. And after the Packers missed on him or whatever, the guy was just you passed on Max Melton, and he was so sad.
Keon Coleman at 32, really good. 33, really good pick.
I think that's good for Josh Allen. He's got a big.
I like that guy.
He's got a big deep threat. I really liked Keon Coleman. He's not super athletic, but he's just all around good and he's big. And I think that's a big one for Josh Allen.
Big shade.
See, just in this round, I would have taken every receiver over who the 49ers took.
Yeah, I agree. I think.
Yeah.
For the most part, I'm not sure
Shut
the
the fuck
second
up,
half.
all right?
It's true though.
I agree. I would have taken Keon Coleman.
I would have too.
Lad McConkey, that's a grit guy right there.
good lad, yeah,
Runs
no.
good routes. Great locker room guy. Good to have.
How do you know this?
Because he's white.
Dude,
No, he's good, lad. I will say I really like Lad McConkey. I think that's good.
who's Ben Snott? I need to know who Ben Snott is.
He was the next best tight end on the board. Is that the Illinois kid or no? I think the Illinois kid went later.
The Illinois kid was Newton.
What? No. Illinois tackle. There's an Illinois tight ends because they asked him. There's an Illinois tight end. They're like, "What do you like about blocking so much?" He's like, "I love to maul people." That's what he said. No, but I think the Washington had a really good second round. The Eagles obviously traded up to get Cooper DeJean. As I watched them trade up, I was upset, and then the Packers traded back from 41, and then Kool-Aid goes. So I was like, okay, we didn't
I
want
think we
them.
need to talk about Brendan Rice actually getting drafted.
He got drafted to the.
He didn't get drafted.
No, he did.
He did.
Yeah, he got drafted the 7th round. Who picked him?
I swear, I thought he was projected 3rd or 4th round.
He was.
Who picked him?
Chargers.
Chargers picked him, right? And then Terrell Owens' son went to the Niners.
yeah.
Right? He was undrafted.
I don't even think Frank Gore's son got drafted.
I want to the Lions also. The Lions got Tarian Arnold, and then they got I don't know the Rakestraw Mizzou corner, who was probably the 5th or 6th projected corner in this draft behind those top guys. So the fact that they got him at 61, they loaded up their second. Lions did good with that.
No.
No.
What you call it? Tyler Nubin at 47 by the Giants. Think it's a good pick.
Tyler
like-
Nubbin.
Yeah, it's like one.
I was joking the Packers would pick him in the first round, which is a reach. I think he could be good, and I think this is a good spot that the Giants got him. Cole Bishop too for the Bills was really good. I was happy with happy with the Packers second round. Edgerrin Cooper, arguably the best linebacker in this draft. They got at 45. I liked him
Frazier
a little more than Peyton Wilson because this guy can kind of do everything. Peyton Wilson had a couple flaws, and then the Packers got Javon Bullard, good safety. I was happy about that. But they had a way better second round than first round. Yep, Zach Frazier, 51. Great pick for the
Deion Mitchell,
the Steelers.
52.
Adonai Mitchell to 52. Good fit
That's
with
a
the Colts,
great
too.
fit. Yeah,
that's
pick.
good. Now they got Michael Pittman and arguably a first-round talent in the second round. Can't go wrong with that.
That's a good player.
Who the heck is Renardo Green, Max? This is why I said the Niners drafted some interesting picks. I
I don't know, but I saw a lot of clips of him getting cooked on Twitter. So It's good.
First running back goes off the
He's,
board.
he's our
Jonathan
Ambry Thomas.
Jonathan Brooks. Not sure about if he was the best running back to take, but
I feel like
he went early.
I feel like
Is that the first running back in the
Yes.
draft?
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like John Lynch does a great job at trades. Bad job in draft.
Again, watch this draft class and be like one
They
of the
traded
best.
up for Trey Lance, so I don't know if they would do a good job with trades.
Well, that's true.
Somehow, but you know what happens? This guy turns out to be a really solid corner in the NFL. Ricky Pearsall, that dude's going to turn out to be pretty good. The guys just develop. That's just how it works with the
You
Niners.
not see who they work with though. Like there's a reason why Sean McVay, like there's like they find
The-
talent. Even in the
the
Jets.
coach.
The Niners are like the Packers. They just kind of find these guys in like the later rounds and they develop into good players. I don't know what it is. They just work out. Some teams just
You
have an
guys
itch
make
for
them worse. It's kind of crazy.
No, we don't.
Watch it. Trey Newman is gonna be
Trey Newman.
Tyler
You can't even
Nubbin?
talk.
Apparently,
What's his name?
Some people, Tyler
Oh.
Nubbin. Apparently, they say he's really good. I think that's about it for the second round.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm trying to think of any like picks. I'm like, I don't like that one too well. Where was the one we missed? The Devondre Sweat one. That was interesting because he has history with
DUIs.
dude. Apparently, there was like Jalen Poole was a Washington receiver. There's like 4 Washington receivers got drafted or something like that. I was like, that's crazy.
Patrick Paul.
Patrick Paul.
Is this a Key and Peele draft? Marshawn Neeland, Roger Rosengarten, and Rakenstraw,
Is this their last names?
Mike Sanverstil,
Just do you have the round 3 pulled up?
Rook or
No, I
or the
can't.
Hordahor.
I can though.
What are you doing?
She wanted me to pull up round 3.
Well, we got a little bit of time left, and I just like, I mean, that I know a lot of people don't watch like day 3. Like everyone watches day 1. Not a lot of people watch day 2.
Oscar, you know that guy is?
There if you want.
What the fuck?
It's not.
High quality.
It's not.
It's blurry.
You have to have this stuff ready. You know that, right?
He didn't think we were gonna go 3rd round. I
I
kind of
think
just
we're gonna go third round.
Hold
Shake.
on.
Really cool.
zoom out a little bit. You have or scroll down or so.
Shout out to Noah 2 CLD.
Okay, so Malachi Corley goes to the Jets. Apparently, they really liked him. They were like, there was the thing between Robert Saleh and Douglas, the GM, were like, have to like texted each other. They had to get him, so they got him. I don't know about Mr. Andrew Phillips.
Yeah, I don't know most of these guys.
Where your guy went pretty.
Luke McCaffrey.
Yeah, Luke McCaffrey went.
Where's
Where's the guy you thought that they were gonna get? He went pretty soon after. I'm pretty sure, right?
Christian Haynes?
Yeah.
Andrew Phillips. Yeah, didn't like the pick. Thought there was some better guys that the Giants could
I
have
looked
drafted.
last night. Our boy Smoke Harrison get drafted.
No, I know.
No, he was gonna get drafted. He's
wasn't
probably not
gonna
gonna go in the NFL. He might be. He's like an XFL or
He might
whatever.
be UDFA.
Uh,
Maybe.
And then you look at
Probably not though.
is this Cooper Beebe? Is that what's his face? Isn't there Chad Beebe? Isn't that his name or whatever?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Or who's the guy on the? Oh, it's Jake Bobo is the guy's name. I'm pretty sure that name Beebe sounds
Dude,
familiar.
the Steelers definitely had the best draft. I'm looking at the players they got.
And they got Roman Wilson in this round and Peyton Wilson. Yeah, Steelers.
couldn't
That's
fucking
really
believe
good
it.
for
That's-
them.
Just believe it. Christian Haynes. This guy's gonna be a fucking stud. I'm calling it now. He's a good football player. He's a good guard.
I don't know about that.
Good guard.
He went to UConn, so
I'm telling you, he's a good player.
UConn. Listen, do you play basketball? at UConn? No, I don't know then.
Blake Corum to the Rams. Surprised the Chargers didn't draft him.
And me too. I guess they wanted to go with this guy's also from Michigan, junior. He
Yeah, I
went
know.
to Michigan.
He's
so.
like one of the best linebackers.
Dominic Pooney.
Tell me
He's a
about it,
tackle,
Max.
isn't
Is he a beast?
Max,
He
Max
might
didn't even
be
know
a-
he was drafted.
I did. He might be a freak in the sheets. I don't know. we're gonna have to find out.
The Packers got Marshawn Lloyd. Listen, Daniel Jeremiah said this was the best running back in the draft. A lot of people said this was the best running back in the draft. They got him at 88. So
I mean, it's Marshawn Lynch.
right, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
Then we got Tyrone Hopper. That one was an amp
The
pick.
kid from Florida State's pretty good. The back.
I don't know the Florida
Trey
State.
Benson.
Where did he
Trey
go?
Benson. I don't know. He's not on here. Let's see. Where did
Um,
Trey Benson go? Cardinals. 66 pick.
Oh, so I guess it was this round. So yeah,
Oh, Trey Benson right up top. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. I'm being retarded.
What else I want to highlight? Well, you remember Ezra had Adiza Isaac going in the first round?
Yeah.
He falls to 93, so that's interesting. Cameron Kitchens at 99. I really liked Cameron Kitchens. I was hoping the Packers would take him, but
Good player.
yeah, and then Luke McCaffrey.
Yeah, Rams had a really good draft too.
Yeah, Rams got some solid players.
Yeah, Rams had a good draft. Peyton Wilson at 98 is pretty good.
Yeah, no, the Steelers had you looking back, Steelers had a really good draft. The Raiders had the Raiders got Brock Bowers and Jackson Powers Johnson like in the first 2 rounds, which are great players. However, it's the Raiders, and who knows what's going to happen with those 2 guys. But they got 2 first round talents basically in the first and second rounds.
Yeah, I know who DeMar Glaze is. To glaze your face.
Who?
DeMar Glaze.
I don't know about DeMar Glaze.
Yes, DeMar Glaze. It's
Delmar Glaze.
Delmar Glaze. I'm sorry. Jesus. Can't see L's. That's funny.
This was one of the Bears. This is one of their 4 picks. They got Kieran. I'm a god. I don't know who that is, but you know what? He plays football.
Yeah, I don't think I know. I probably know some 4th round guys, but
Yeah, I don't think I'm trying to think of like highlights of guys. Spencer Rattler got drafted by the Saints, I'm pretty sure, in like the 5th round.
Jets got Jordan Travis.
Jets got Jordan Travis. I really like that for the Jets because I really like Jordan Travis. I thought he could have been like a late 2nd, early 3rd round guy coming into the draft, but then he had the injury he got.
Good white fucking screen.
But I really like Jordan Travis. I think that could be a good fit sitting behind Rodgers for a couple years or so. I was a big fan of that. I think that was a good pick for the Jets. I think the Jets had a solid draft too.
Most NFL players taken in the NFL draft. Michigan with 13. Washington had like 10 receivers.
Washington's entire offense basically got drafted.
Exactly. Come on, you cocksuckers.
Trying to think any guys that fell super late. There's a guy
Yeah,
that
those
New
are
England
that too.
got receiver who people say is going to be really
Hulk?
good. No.
The Hulk?
Davis, something Davis. He played at Western Kentucky or something like that.
Yes.
And he came
Yeah,
out
you're
and
talking
said
about
he was
it.
about to he's like, y'all going to regret not drafting me. I'm going to make people in wheelchairs stand up
Yes.
or something like that.
Yes.
He was like, that man was going crazy. I was like, okay.
All right, well, that's it for today, folks. I don't think we got anything else to cover.
Did the Falcons
I
have the
don't
worst
wanna cover
draft?
Yeah.
They could have had the best next, but they picked that. And they
I'd say some of the best teams probably were Steelers. Steelers had a really good draft. Rams. Commanders.
I think Arizona had a solid draft
Arizona,
too.
too. I like Arizona's draft.
Eagles obviously got a couple early rounds.
Teams that,
Again, it's tough to say because you go by like guys like names, but then obviously it turns out like who you hit. Like last year, I don't think anyone was really saying the Packers had a good draft, and then you look at they got Jaden Reed turned out to be really good. Dontavian Wicks is in the late round. Like you just find these guys that turn out to be really good. Like you don't think they're going to be good, and then they do. So. Like I said, the Packers last year, like they did like a remock of last year's draft, and the Packers there was 3 Packers players going in the first round, of like if they redid the draft, which is like so guys that you don't expect to be good turn out to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's all that. It's tough to say right now, but you just go by who you think is going to be and whoever got the most top prospects, basically. But again, if you got a guy like Peyton Wilson who was projected to go like 40 and he fell to like 98 or something, maybe he wasn't as good as everyone thought. So it's one of those things.
all right. Well, that's it for the draft.
NBA playoffs.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next time. We'll because then the first round's gonna end
Round's
soon.
coming.
It's
It's
gonna end
getting
soon.
close.
It's gonna be good. So
Can we talk about how Miami won a game against the Celtics? That's embarrassing.
it's actually very
That's embarrassing.
Celtics.
Not that Miami's bad, but they're missing their best player.
I know.
They're playing with a bunch of scrubs.
Yeah.
And they beat the 64-18 Celtics.
They're not going to win the series, but we might win another game.
Dude,
They're lucky they won a game.
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, see you guys next time. I'm done. Peace out.